Hi, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Kimbra Runyan, and I'm a movement evidence-based chiropractor. Let's get to it. First, just lay down and get into a nice, big, good morning stretch. This is when you do when you're in bed and you reach overhead and just stretch really, really long. Nice, big, deep breath in and out. Now we'll do a knee hug with rotation. So with this, just get into a nice big ball. Give yourself a big, big hug. And then relax back down onto your bed or onto the floor. And let your knees fall to either side. This is really nice to help open up that lower back. What you can do is, if you like how this feels, you can go a little bit slower and take your time. Let your knees rest on one side, hold it for a bit. Take a big inhale and exhale, and then you're gonna move over to the other side. Hang out there for a little bit. You might notice one side gets a little bit more movement, and that's completely normal. You can see that I go much further when I go to this side, and then when I go to the other side, I don't have as much movement. Totally fine. Now we're gonna do some knee circles. So the other one worked rotation. This is just working rotation, but in more of a guided manner. So hold on to your knees. You can either have them close together or separated, whatever feels better for your hips and for your stability. Just go in each direction, a couple circles one way, a couple circles the other way, and just breathe naturally. If you want, you can give your knees a bit of a hug. This can open up the hips a little bit more. You can hold your knees tighter to you and rock back and forth. Again, it'll open up the hips. It's working on the core, working on the low back, and just breathing. And end by giving yourself another hug. And now flip on over, and we're gonna get ready to do a cat-cow. For the cat-cow, we want you on all fours. You're gonna look up as you arch your back, and then round down. You can have your feet rested on the floor like I do, or you can have your toes on the floor for a bit more stability. You breathe in as you look up and stick your booty out. You breathe out as you round your back and look between your knees. You can add some gentle movement in here. I really like to, just because it feels amazing. It's a very relaxed position. And you can just explore whatever feels good. If you need a little bit more in your hips or your back or your neck. I like to tuck my feet sometimes and get really good movement in my shoulders, my shoulder blades, my hips, go in circles. This one's also really good for the wrists. You can see how I'm moving into the wrists, moving back into my hips. And then I'm gonna switch directions and have nice big circles when I'm in that cat-cow position. You can also twist side to side. I like to say, look at one side of your butt and then turn and look at the other side of your butt. Now we're gonna do some child's pose variations. So with child's pose, toes together, knees apart. I like to rock back and forth. This just helps open up the hips to get ready for us to be in more of a static or a holding position. So this is a morning mobility, but if you want a shorter mobility, you can do it any point in time. I'll link to another one of my videos you can see here. But with this, you're gonna sit back and hold it. Nice big deep breaths in, nice big deep breaths out. So now I'm gonna go into a thread the needle from this child's pose position. So you just reach your hand over and then you reach your opposite hand to your opposite hip. Now this one is a bit more advanced, so if you want, you can just hold that thread position, keep your arm down, or you can reach around and just grab onto whatever feels natural to you, you can hold it here. Or again, reach around, and this one is a little bit harder because again, you're gonna open up, and this is a lot of spinal rotation. If you're not there yet, totally fine. And then just cycle back and forth through these. And if this feels too much for your hips, I'll link to a quick hip mobility video you can do. My other videos that I have stack nicely with this one, because if you notice that your hips, your neck, your back, anything, your wrists start to get annoying, you can go back to my other videos, and it's almost a quick way to spot check where you're at and to improve your mobility. It's like a way to create your own custom, semi-custom mobility plan. Now we're going to slowly get up and get ready to do a world's greatest stretch. So I'll show a modified version first, and it is the way that I prefer to do it in the morning just because we have more balance and more stability this way. So with this world's greatest stretch modification, we're going to keep our back knee on the ground. You're going to inhale as you open up to the ceiling, exhale as you bring your elbow back down. This is working a lot of really good spinal rotation. So elbow comes up, and then elbow comes down to either the wrist, to the floor, or wherever naturally it feels good to you. There shouldn't be any pain or compression with this. This is how the full version is, so you just extend that back leg if you feel comfortable, and then you can get deeper into the hip. You can see I'm coming down more as you come forward to the ground or to your opposite wrist. Now we're going to go ahead and switch sides. So same knee, same elbow. Inhale as you open up, exhale as you close down. If you want, you don't need to go all the way down. Again, this is completely for you, and we want the exercises to fit you. We don't want you to have to try to fit the exercises. Inhale as you open up, exhale as you round down. You can tuck your foot for some more stability as well. You're just going to continue this. If it feels better for you, you can hold it open, you can hold it closed. Again, this is the more challenging version. You just extend that back leg and get deeper into the hips with this one. Now we'll get ready to work on our hamstrings. So you're going to pop one foot forward and then just slowly rock back and forth. Inhale as you sit backwards, exhale as you come forward. Depending on what feels tighter for you, it may feel better to inhale in this position and then exhale as you sit back, depending on if you want more of a quad stretch, more of a hamstring stretch. It's kind of the beauty of mobility. You can truly make it what you need. Then you're going to go ahead and switch sides. Play around with where your foot is placed or where your hands are. This side, it just felt better for me to move a bit more with my upper body. I also have a lower body mobility video I'll link to here. If this stretch feels really good for you, you'll definitely enjoy the lower body video. Now we're going to get ready to do some down dog with ankle pumps. So first you're going to get into a nice push-up position, and then from here you're going to pop your hips in the air and make a triangle. You're going to go back and forth, straightening one leg, bending one leg. This will be good to focus on ankle mobility, but also hamstring mobility. This is also good for your shoulders because we are putting more emphasis on the shoulders as we're holding this for longer. And if this is feeling really good to you, don't forget to subscribe because every Wednesday I put out a new video to help you. And if you need any help with progressions or modifications, feel free to comment below and I am happy to add some additional resources for you. And then at the end, I like to hold both legs straight and then just rock my hips side to side. And now slowly make your way to the floor and we're going to get ready for some 90-90s. We started with the back and now we're ending with some hips. Get in a nice comfortable position so you kind of make a 90-degree angle with each knee. Go ahead and get nice and comfortable, rock back and forth. If your knees don't touch the ground, totally fine. If this is too spicy or too much for you, you can sit on some couch cushions or some yoga block just to prop your butt up a little bit. It'll put less compression on the hips. Then go ahead and switch to the other side. Again, take your time to get comfortable. This is one I definitely don't like to rush because we can get some hip cramps, some glute cramps, which is normal for something that's new to us, but this is a great way to prevent some of that. Then you're just gonna go back and forth with your knees. Take your time rocking from side to side. Then if that feels good, you can add a little bit of a lean into it. So this is more where you want the spine to stay straight and you're not bending trying to get your chest down to the ground, you're bending trying to get your belly button down to the ground. You can have your elbows close to the ground for a modified pigeon and hold it. Just breathe nice and slow. A lot of stress and trauma is stored in the hips, so if this is hard for you or if you feel a little bit more emotional during these, that is completely normal. Honor where you're at. If it does not feel good for you to hold it, then you can continue to cycle your legs back and forth, windshield wiper them. Or if this is too much to have your elbows on the floor, you can just have your hands on the floor and just hold that lean that we were doing earlier. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you next time.